Apple and Goldman Sachs are reportedly preparing to launch a new joint credit card under the Apple Pay brand. According to the Wall Street Journal, the card could be introduced as early as next year. This move comes as the investment bank tries to expand its banking activities and as Apple tries to double its revenue on services like Apple Pay. Liz Hoffman looked into this for the Wall Street Journal and joins me now. Liz, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
When Apple Pay first came out, people speculated this is the end of credit cards. So why would Apple then want to actually get into the credit card business?
Look, people have been predicting the death of the credit card for a long time. The truth is it's a sticky card. People like it. It's a service. And when you use your Apple Pay, you're actually doing a credit card transaction. You're just doing it through your phone.
True, which brings up a good point. Which business will they be working with, partnering with in terms of the transaction part? Is it Visa, MasterCard, Discover?
Don't know.
We don't know that.
Those tend to get bid out kind of at the end of a process. And there's, Visa, MasterCard, Discover. There's a few options.
Right. So what's in this for Goldman? I know that 2 years ago they launched something called Marcus, correct? Tell us a little bit about that and why they're moving in this direction.
Yeah, it's about 150 years old, and for 148 years, they did not care at all about you and me. But the truth is, the way they've traditionally made money is it's getting tougher, and so they're branching out. They launched a consumer banking business called Marcus after the founder. And look, they're looking for new ways to make money, and they're kind of looking under all the sofa cushions, and this is an area that they're not in, and others make plenty of money doing it.
Right. So part of Marcus's, I guess, my understanding is part of why it was created was partly to actually help people get out of credit card debt, right? So you don't really make money on credit cards unless people build up a little debt.
Exactly right. Look, there's a little bit of a risk here that Goldman loses the moral high ground, right? They pitched Marcus as a way to consolidate credit card debt, very high interest, bring it down, pay it off over time, very consumer friendly. But, once you've paid off your credit card debt, now they've got you, and they think, well, how do we continue to make money on you as a customer? And they don't want to be kind of a one-product wonder.
So how will this specific card help Goldman boost revenues?
Well, look, credit card is still a pretty profitable business. Chase, Citi, Amex, these companies make a lot of money. There's two kind of ways you can make money in credit cards. You can have people borrow from month to month and charge interest, or you can make it on the swipe fees. And so, I expect they'll take a little bit from both buckets.
And in terms of Apple, what is in it for them?
So they make a very tiny percentage of a swipe fee when you use Apple Pay. They negotiate that with Visa and Citi and their other partners. My guess is they'll ask for a little bit more of that, but really what they're trying to do is be a little less reliant on the hardware, right? Their iPhone sales are slowing over time. It's a pretty mature market, and they're trying to get you to think of Apple as a place where you live, where you do all kinds of things. You listen to music, you download movies, it's a very sticky relationship, and they just want kind of more of you.
So then what is in it for the consumer? Why should I or you or anybody sign up for this card?
That to me is like the $64,000 question, because credit cards are incredibly competitive. You can get really good deals, cashback, travel, rewards. They're really, really generous. Part of it is that Apple has a really good relationship with its customers. People really like living in the Apple box. And so Goldman says, well, I like those consumers. They're generally young, they're pretty wealthy, they're kind of up and coming, very valuable. So part of it is they'll piggyback on the brand, I imagine, and they'll have to find a way to either charge you less interest or come up with some kind of perk that keeps you coming back.
One of the things that's interesting to me about this partnership is that Silicon Valley in general we think of as the innovators. They want to go out on their own. But here they're sort of turning to a dinosaur in the financial industry for help. So does this signal that Silicon Valley still needs the financial industry?
They really do. Silicon Valley wants nothing to do with the kind of regulation that comes from being a big bank. We reported a couple weeks ago that Amazon is looking for a checking account to offer its customers, and they're partnering with a bank. They're talking to Chase and Capital One and some others. So, the issue here is that the big tech companies have been really good at getting the consumer and really building that relationship, and they're going to outsource a lot of the back end. Because honestly, banking is like harder than it sounds.
Right, so there's hope for the banking industry.
There is. The risk, though, right, is that they end up losing the customer moment a little bit. That Apple gets all the credit for having this fun, cool product, and Goldman's just stuck doing all the heavy lifting.
Absolutely. Liz Hoffman of the Wall Street Journal, thank you so much.
Thank you.